we've been absolutely gobsmacked by the support that we've received for our campaign. We've actually reached our target now, and we've still got donations coming in, which is it's so lovely to see this support. And we do want to say a massive thank you to everyone who has given money. It really means so much to us, and to see how valued we are in the community is just a really wonderful thing.
Get Radio Breakfast with Rich Smith.
When we set this radio station up a couple of years back now, the whole point of it was to give a voice to Oxfordshire. I'm the muggins that sits here a little bit, but the voices are the people that listen, the people that come on, the people that chat, and the people that kind of turn my head to attention to different things that are happening across the county, and we all kind of learn and find out stuff together. It's brilliant. It's wonderful. And Hannah's been listening to us for a while and says, Rich, I was just wondering if you'd be interested in covering a local interest story regarding early years education providers. I was like, Hannah, of course, this is exactly what we're all about. So I'm pleased to welcome Hannah Fraser-McKenzie, Treasurer at Long Wittenham Pre-School. Good morning, Hannah.
Good morning, Rich.
Thanks so much for joining us today. And well, basically, just outline the message that you sent me on WhatsApp.
Yeah, so obviously, as trustees of Long Wittenham Pre-School, we are responsible for keeping things going there, and there's a big issue nationwide at the moment in terms of preschools, early years providers who are really feeling the crunch primarily due to there being a big gap between the increase in the national minimum wage year on year, but also that our funding that we receive, the government funding we receive, the rises in that don't match up with the rises in the national minimum wage. So basically over since 2020, the minimum wage has gone up by 19.5%, whereas the funding rates have only gone up by 11%. So you can see that year on year, it's become more and more difficult to meet up, to make ends meet. Basically, you throw into that the cost of living crisis, so that pushes up things like cost for food, the energy bills skyrocketing. Obviously, that has a massive impact on people who have to pay these for the premises for their early year settings. And basically, it's also added up. We throw in a bit of COVID there, and that's also added in a little bit of sort of deficit for people. And you get to the point very rapidly where if you don't fill your register, you just can't make ends meet. You're going to be making a loss year on year. And this has had such an impact that, I mean, even locally, so Dunmore Preschool have been forced to close their doors in the last month because they just can't make ends meet. They just go broke. And so we, as a preschool, we were aware earlier this year that things were not looking great, and that we were concerned that we would have to go down that road as well. So as a committee, we got together, we put our heads together, and we really worked on focusing on our fundraising. Obviously, cutting our overheads where we possibly could, but really kind of appealing to the local community and saying, look, here we are. Providing this service, this heart to the community as well. And we know we're important, and the locals know that we're important. And just right now, we just need a bit of help to kind of get us over the line, get us to the end of this year in a good position, so that we can, keep being here, keep providing what we do to the community.
No, it's funny, since you sent that message across, Hannah, even just for someone who's not sort of in that sector, not in the education sector, but sort of absorbs a lot of news, I've noticed as well that the Oxford Mail and what have you and the other papers are reporting that more and more preschools are sort of closing. And preschools are vitally important, not only for the kids who are there, but also for the parents as well, the help, the respite, and everything that is happening. And like you said, there are issues that are kind of not matching up and mirroring up. It's an important pillar of community. So these things that you're sort of implementing, including fundraising, is so important. Tell us a little bit about what you're doing.
Yeah, so we have quite a busy fundraising scheme that we do throughout the year. We throw lots of events. We do sort of fun days. We'll be often in our village events. We'll be at a cake stall. We'll be selling cakes. We'll be out front of the preschool selling cakes at the end of the day. And we throw quiz nights. We've had little discos for the kids. So nice sort of social events as well. And so recently in the last month, we've launched our summer fundraising campaign. So we went onto GoFundMe and we put up some information on there, and then we've spread the information to the local area, to the parents as well, and just kind of appealed for those who have an interest in the early years, those whose children in the past may have been to our preschool, just to see, if everyone can chip in a little bit, just to kind of help us get to the end of the year and kind of make up a little bit of the deficit that we're facing.
When you sort of became a sort of a treasurer and what have you, did you think you'd be doing so much fundraising for has the role changed, as you've kind of gone along, and you find yourself doing more of a fundraising hat than other things now?
To some extent, I think fundraising is vital for us because it's that thing that kind of puts us over the edge. If the harder we work, the more funds we can bring in to just make that bit of difference. So I think, we have certain goals, year on year, we have a sort of target that we want to try and make term by term. But obviously this year we've kind of realized that the priority here is to kind of really kick it up. But it's something that's always on our minds, throughout the year. Right, what can we do next? What can we do next? How can we get different people involved? How can we give social events to the local area so that it's something that people really want to be a part of?
And this, you mentioned to me that this story does have a light at the end of the tunnel, which is good news if you can get to that light.
Absolutely. So we've been absolutely gobsmacked by the support that we've received for our campaign. We've actually reached our target now, and we've still got donations coming in, which is it's so lovely to see this support. And we do want to say a massive thank you to everyone who has given money. It really means so much to us, and to see how valued we are in the community is just a really wonderful thing. That's kind of the positive for us. There is a positive nationwide in that I think the government are listening. I think they are hearing that there's a problem here. And so what they have done is created a supplementary grant from September. I don't know how long it's going to last, but at the moment it's from September through to the end of the tax year, through to the end of March. And it is a sizable up of our funding. So for a lot of places that have managed to keep their doors open, it's a lifeline, and it will really help and make a huge difference. Unfortunately, it is too little too late for a lot of places that have had to close, and I don't know if they'll be able to reopen or if they can, but it is good that they've responded. It's a shame that they didn't kind of see it coming a little bit sooner, if I'm honest. Yeah. But it does mean that for us as a preschool, we can look forward to September and we can go, okay, we're in a stable position. We can keep, providing the service that we provide, and the support for the parents and the children in the area, and that for us just means everything. So yeah, we're really, really glad that it does have a bit of a kind of a positive spin at the moment.
No, I'm so pleased. I'm so pleased you've hit your target as well. But targets are there to be broken and then set the next one. Hannah, where can people find out about your summer events and what you've got going on?
So they can search on GoFundMe to find our GoFundMe page. If you look up Long Wittenham Pre-School on there, it should come up. We've got a quiz night planned for the end of September, and we've got lots more events. We often do some events around Christmas time as well. So that's good, fun stuff for the kids to do in the village and things. And we'll just keep rolling it out, and we publicise things on our Facebook page as well. So do look into that, and we will keep letting people know what we're doing.
Brilliant stuff. I'm so pleased that even just from when you messaged to now, that there's been loads of positives and great things that have happened. And like you say, this is affecting preschools across the county, across the country as well. Let's hope there's some more success stories just like yours. Hannah, it's been a joy and a pleasure catching up with you.
Thanks a lot, Rich.
It's brilliant stuff. And look, this is the whole point. This is why we do the whole radio thing, is to share issues, to share things, to share great stuff like this, to share stuff that might not be on your radar horizon, but then you kind of learn about it. And that's what we do here at Get Radio. Any local issues, come forth and let us know all about them.